The Lord said, I shall instruct you well with analogy in this mysterious knowledge, O sinless one, Arjuna, after knowing which you will be liberated from this sorrowful world. This knowledge is the monarch of all learning, as well as of all mysteries, most sacred, doubtlessly propitious, easy to practice, and indestructible. Men who have no faith in this knowledge, O Parantap, do not attain to me, and are doomed to roaming about the mortal world. The whole world is pervaded by me, the unmanifest Supreme Being, and all beings dwell within my will, but I am not in them. And even all beings are not within me, and such is the power of my Yogmaya, that my spirit, the creator and preserver of all beings, is not within them. Be it known to you that all beings dwell in me, just as the great wind that roams everywhere always dwells in the sky. All beings, O son of Kunti, attain to my nature and merge into it at the end of a cycle, or kalp, and I recreate them at the beginning of another cycle. I repeatedly shape all these beings who are helplessly dependent on their innate properties according to their action. Unattached and disinterested in these acts, O Dhananjay, I am not bound by action. In association with me, O son of Kunti, my Maya shapes this world of the animate and the inanimate, and the world revolves like a wheel of recurrence for the aforesaid reason. The deluded who do not know my ultimate being regard me in the human form as but an inferior mortal. The ignorant are, like evil spirits, afflicted with the property of darkness, and so their hopes and actions and knowledge are all futile. But, O Parth, they who have found shelter in divine nature and know me as the eternal, imperishable source of all beings, worship me with perfect devotion. Always engaged in the recital of my name and virtues, ever active to realize me, and constantly offering obeisance to me, devotees with a firm determination worship me with undivided faith. While some worship me by Gyan Yagya as the all-encompassing Supreme Spirit, with the feeling that I am all, some worship me with a sense of identity, some with a sense of being separate from me, regarding me as master and themselves as servants, while yet others worship me in many a different fashion. I am the action that is undertaken, the yagya, the fulfillment of earlier resolutions, the healer, the sacred prayer, the oblation as well as the sacred fire, and I am also the sacrificial act of oblation. And I too am the bearer and preserver of the whole world, as also the giver of rewards for action, father, mother, and also the grandsire, the sacred imperishable Om, who is worthy of being known, and all Ved, Rig, Sam, and Yajur. I am the supreme goal, the sustainer and lord of all, the maker of good and evil, the abode and shelter of all, the benefactor who wants nothing in return, the beginning and the end, the fountainhead as well as that in whom all beings are dissolved, and also the indestructible primal energy. I am the sun that burns. I draw the clouds and also make them rain. And, O Arjuna, I am the draught of immortality as well as death, and I am also both substance and shadow. Men who do pious deeds enjoined by the three Ved, who have tasted nectar and freed themselves from sin, and who wish for heavenly existence through worshipping me by yagya, go to heaven, Indralok, and enjoy godly pleasures as a reward for their virtuous acts. With the gradual wearing out of the merits of their piety, they go back to the mortal world after enjoying the pleasures of great heaven. And it is thus that they who seek refuge in the desire-oriented action prescribed by the three Ved, and covet joy, are condemned to repeated death and birth. I myself protect the yoke of men who abide in me with steady and undeviating faith, and who worship me selflessly, constantly remembering me as God. Although even covetous devotees indeed worship me in worshiping other gods, their worship is against the ordained provision, and therefore enveloped by ignorance. They have to undergo rebirth because they are ignorant of the reality that I am the enjoyer as well as the master of all yajna. Men who are devoted to gods attain to gods. Worshippers of ancestors attain to their ancestors. Worshippers of beings attain to the state of beings, and my worshippers attain to me. I lovingly accept the offerings of leaves, flowers, fruit, and water the selfless worshipper makes to me with true devotion. You should, O son of Kunti, dedicate to me whatever you do, eat, offer as sacrifice, give as alms, and also your penance. Possessed thus of the yoga of renunciation by the sacrifice of all your acts, you will be freed from good as well as evil fruits, which are the shackles of action, and attain to me. Although I abide evenly in all beings, and there is no one who is either dear or hateful to me, worshippers who contemplate me with loving devotion abide in me, and I in them. Even if a man of the most depraved conduct worships me incessantly, he is worthy of being regarded as a saint, because he is a man of true resolve. Thus he shortly grows pious and achieves eternal peace. And so, O son of Kunti, you should know beyond any doubt that my worshipper is never destroyed. Since even women, Vaishya and Shudra, whose births are regarded as inferior, attain, O Part Arjun, to the supreme goal by taking refuge in me. It hardly needs saying that since pious Brahmin and royal sages, Rajarshi, attain to salvation, you should also renounce this miserable, ephemeral, mortal body and always engage in my worship. If, taking refuge in and with a total devotion of the self to me, you contemplate, remember with humble reverence, and worship only me, Vasudev, you will attain to me.